All right, guys, we should be back. Hold on. Yeah, you can hear me, but you can't see me. That's awesome. All right, guys, if you can hold on for me, I'm sorry about this. I had a laptop issue, which I was going to actually talk to you guys about. So if you don't mind holding on, I'm just going to stop the stream here for a second, and I'm going to reboot my machine because this, you can actually somewhat blame AtGames for this. So if you want to hear more about that, hold on. I'm going to reboot my machine. So I'm going to stop the stream. Just please don't go anywhere because I want to talk to you about this because this is actually really kind of pissing me off now. So I'm going to reboot. Hold on tight because you're not going to want to miss the story. So let me stop the stream. I'm going to reboot, and I promise I'll be right back. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, I have no idea if this is working. I'm sure my video is all washed out at this point, which really sucks. So I'm using my webcam right in front on my laptop, which I would never use because all of my cameras won't work. So none of my cameras are working, and it's crazy. So hopefully you guys can hear me. If you could give me a little bit of a what's up that you can hear me, that'd be awesome. Wait, what's ghost? Uh-oh. Please tell me. Someone just give me a yes, thumbs up, no audio craziness. Okay. Thank God. All right, I'm sorry, guys. This is insane. So I'm going to tell you the story now because I wasn't going to. But you know what? I'm a little aggravated now. So we're just going to go right into the intro, okay? AtGames, you messed up my live stream. Okay, yeah, I'm not a happy guy right now. So I'm normally not about, all right, I'm just going to tell you guys a story. So obviously starting the stream late now, and I was all excited because I got this new camera right here that does work. It's the only one that does work. So I have a camera where I can like show you guys what's on the desk over here, which is cool. So we were going to do that, but now I'm just frustrated. Now I'm just absolutely frustrated, and I'm sorry that it looks like I'm a Casper the frickin' Friendly Ghost right now, but it's because, because I installed the AtGames streaming software. So let's talk about it real quick, because you guys know I actually kind of am funny, I think, when I'm mad, but I don't get mad that often. Stuff doesn't really piss me off, but I do look like a ghost. It's crazy, dude. I wish I could fix it. Actually, right now, I'm just going to try to give it like a quick, I don't even think I can. Whatever. I'm not even going to mess with it. It's all messed up right now. So anyways, what I did was I have a bunch of topics I want to talk about for this lunchtime live stream. One of them was actually the AtGames latest firmware 308, okay? Now, guys, I work in technology. I've worked for both hardware and software companies. Usually early adopters, they want some feature, so they're going to go and do it. And they're going to take some risk, right? I'm not saying that software companies and developers don't try to put out the best product, but if you're following gaming nowadays, when you get a game, what's on that game, right? It's not even a completed version of the game, and they hope that during the shipment process, they can get all the firmware updates they need or all the updates for that game there, so that when you put in the disc, it does the updates and the game is okay. It happens all the time. Well, so AtGames is doing all of these updates, and up until now, it's been okay. Like, actually, it's been pretty decent. But when you're going to mess with desktop software, you better have it right. So keep in mind, my incident that happened to me is somewhat isolated, because typically people install software, and they're not really uninstalling software very often. Well, I wanted to uninstall it because I was done with the testing that I did. So I was uninstalling it. Yeah, well, when I uninstalled it, it whacked all these Windows permissions and it was a complete disaster. And I happened to be doing it on the PC that I use for everything. I use this for my streaming. I use this for some gameplay, and I use it for all the video editing. So all the content I put out is actually from this machine. So for this machine to be whacked, it's like, oh my gosh. And I did a bunch of testing prior to the stream, and obviously I didn't fix a bunch of stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff that's still broken. But it infuriates me that someone would put out a piece of software that they haven't tested the uninstaller. I mean, you have to install software, and you should be able to uninstall it, or at very least, that should be part of your testing criteria. Seriously. Anyway, so with that said, they install, you know, they had a couple updates, but I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm kind of frustrated. So anyways, if you're going to install it, don't uninstall it, okay? Install it, don't uninstall it. So good job, guys. Good job. Yeah. Test that uninstaller. Yeah. All right, anyways. So now I got frustrated, RetroRalph, unfortunately. That's really funny. Someone put AtGames. Go back to say, that's how Dad did it. That's how RetroRalph and his fans do it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. So anyways, guys, I'm out of control right now. I feel like I'm having a little bit of a mini meltdown. I don't like when stuff doesn't work. I am definitely one of those people that I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I like stuff to be a certain way. When it's not, I kind of malfunction. Like you can see it in my face. I'm all, and I just like malfunction. I turn into like a complete disaster when stuff doesn't go the way I want it to. Maybe I don't do it publicly usually, like I am right now. But yeah. So anyways, so let's see what you guys have got going on here in the chat. We've got 40 people watching. Great. So 40 people can watch the meltdown in process, which is good. But we are all human, man. I know. That's the thing. So that is, if there's one thing that I want to say that's been good about the YouTube is I really, really, really hope that you guys see that what you see is what you get from my channel. I'm not going to rainbows and lollipops stuff. It's just going to be how it is. So if I was going to give anyone a recommendation on the AtGames firmware, the 308, cool, you can download the firmware to your system, just maybe hold off on the local streaming stuff. And there's one little caveat to the local streaming. Oh yeah, the biggest caveat of them all. Does anybody want to guess what it is? Does anyone want to guess what it is? Come on, guys. Who wants to guess? What's the caveat outside of uninstalling? What's the caveat to the streaming, to the local streaming? Come on, someone's got it. Yep, there's a caveat. It's not uninstalling it. What do you think it is? Still not free! Yeah! It's free streaming, except it ain't free! Yeah! Yeah, it's not free. So, cool. So anyways, I didn't really want to do this. I didn't want to get this upset about it. But honestly, with my laptop not working, I will say this, they did try to help me. But at that point, I was so infuriated that it didn't matter. But it's interesting to me because if you're going to test something, you got to test it all, right? You got to test install. You got to test upgrades. You got to test basic functionality. You got to test, if it's actually free. So anyways, so you can stream the games locally, all that. But I have actually something I'm going to do. And I'm sorry that I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost, guys. If you're just joining, the reason why I'm Casper and I'm all washed out is because all my stuff isn't working on my laptop. And so I had to do this way. But I'm going to see maybe if no, screw it. We're just going to leave it like this. But so I have a solution. It's not the most elegant solution, but I'm going to do a video on this. And I have this on my list of things to talk about. So I'm going to do a video on how you can mod your AtGames with an actual Steam link. So that, actually, you know what? I'm going to use my nifty diffty. Is that even a word? Nifty. What is that word that I'm looking for? So we're gonna mod the AtGames with Steam Link. So if someone has a Steam Link laying around, I'm gonna make good use of this because we're gonna actually get real, true streaming for free on our AtGames. It sucks that handy dandy. Thanks, Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets. But anyways, we're gonna have to do this, I guess. So you know what? You left me no choice, AtGames. You left me no choice. Okay. So anyways. There you go. So applause for the applause. Yeah. If it's free, it's for me, except it's not. All right. So if you have a Steam link, we're gonna do that. So that's gonna be an upcoming video. If I can finally get all my laptop stuff fixed, then we'll do that. So let's get back to my camera here, and then sorry, the game. This is just kind of chilling on my on my PC here. Hold on. I was going to move this over really quick. Give me 1 second, guys, because we have a bunch of other things to talk about, and I'm going to try to keep it to time, too. So just give me 1 sec. And is it working, folks? Okay. All right, we're not even gonna mess with stuff because apparently like nothing wants to work today. So, anyways, I'll put it back on the PC, even though that's not really what I wanted to show anybody today. Something's going on with all of my stuff. Literally, like everything is a disaster over here today. I don't understand why. I don't understand, guys. All right, one more second. I'm just gonna check something. One more second, and I'll be right back. And I promise, no more monkeying around here. That's crazy. All right, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We'll just let the homebrew stuff play. So so here's the other thing. Nothing wants to work. I know, man. I know. So there's one other thing. So one of the other really cool pieces of news that I wanted to throw out there. So Cursed Existence, who's out there, is actually I don't know if I'd call him a 1UP fan. I don't know. He's been a supporter. I don't know. He might not want me to call him a fan, so he can say whatever he wants. But yeah, maybe RetroRalph Ghost will be actually like my own character where he's like really mad. But so Cursed Existence had a conversation with Scott, who's the CEO over at AtGames, and he asked him, he made this kind of bet. He said, look, I want a Dragon's Lair cabinet. And Scott goes, if you can get 1,000 people to support a Dragon's Lair cabinet, I'll build it, and I'll even like give you a little, kind of nod that you're the one that helped make this happen. So there is a link in the description of this video that actually is to a petition that you can sign. So I think it'd be really freaking cool to have, I want to put like Scott's feet to the fire, right? If he's really going to make bold claims like that, let's make it happen, right? We can easily get 1,000 people to support a Dragon's Lair arcade 1UP. So I think we should push him real hard. So anybody that's on this stream, go to the link in the description and please sign that petition. Like, we gotta do it. I'll link it in the AtGames Discord. I'm not, guys, I don't want you to think like I'm not a hater, but seriously though, like it kind of pissed me off. Like, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with my laptop, and if I have to redo the whole thing, this is like a year's worth of YouTube work and content and all of my like overlays and how I do all this video stuff. It's all been like dialed in over the past like 5 months, but it's legitimately a year's worth of work almost. So it's really it really does bother me. So this frustration that you're seeing, it's real. So anyways, but that just, here's one thing. I gotta say that though, right? If you guys are gonna go and buy the AtGames cabinet and you're gonna do the local streaming, you should know what you're gonna get yourself into. So if one of the caveats is, yeah, version 1, you install software and you're still paying for it, that's a big freaking deal. You need to know that. And the other thing is you need to know that if you uninstall it, it's gonna hose your freaking system. So those are big deals to me that need to be called out. And I don't want to be to you guys the YouTuber that just reviews stuff and it's all freaking rainbows and lollipops, because stuff isn't always rainbows and lollipops. You need to know about these things to make an informed decision. So I want to always be that way. I don't want to make videos that aren't informative and don't go into the real details. Now, I might miss things from time to time, but I really want you guys to get the real deal on information as it happens. So anyways, just to tie off on the thing, please go sign that petition. The link is in the description because I really want to get that cabinet made, and I want to see if Scott will honestly do it. Will Scott do this? Like, if he would do it, that'd be kind of crazy. So, anyways, the other things I wanted to talk about, we talked about the Steam Link mod. I have a really cool thing that I came up with. So I was talking to this guy on eBay, and he was selling a Gauntlet Legacy. No, sorry, not Gauntlet Legacy. Gauntlet Legends arcade board with the 50-way controls. It had all the original stuff, and I'm like, oh, dude. And he was selling it without the cabinet, and so I'm like, dude, do I buy that? Because I've been wanting to build a Gauntlet for a really long time, and that's a game I played in the arcade. And as you know, it had like this big behemoth cabinet. And I gotta do it, guys. So I did buy it. I'm gonna have a video where I unbox all this stuff because it's still in boxes, but I'm super excited about that. And then there's one other project that I'm really excited about, which is there's something really hard to do if you guys have never gone down this path. And there's a guy that reached out to me out of oh, cool, man. Thanks. I'm glad you finally caught it. Mez Dupe 1, I guess is what it is. I don't have a lot of time left, guys, but I just want to talk about a couple more things. So why I had this camera set up is I was hoping on future streams we can kind of talk about things like in this if you watch my other video I just did, we did a video on this NEOGEO. It's a SuperGun and it's a NEOGEO MVS all in one. So it's a Consolized MVS and it's a SuperGun all in one. The reason why I think this is cool is because not only does this thing allow you to hook up, arcade boards. As you can see right here, this is the interface and it goes right onto the arcade board. This one's TMNT that I have right here. But if you have one of these Consolized MVSs, you can get these multi-carts. So this is I think it's like a 180, I can't remember what this is. Maybe it's 130 in one. Let's see. I think it has the details on the cart. Yeah, so on the cart it has, let me see if I can zoom that up so you guys can see it. I'm still playing with this, but it's, I think it's a 131 in one. So it's kind of cool. So these are really fun if you have a Consolized MVS or something like that, or if you have your own MVS that you have in a cab or something. This is pretty cool. So anyways, I have this table set up now so that I can work on stuff and show you guys how to do things. Because one of the things I was going to do, and I was going to do it today, but knowing everything was kind of messed up, I have a box filled with stuff in here. Mostly it's Sanwa buttons, and there's some Sanwa buttons in here, and there's actually a hap stick. But I was going to do live how to, get your control panel and put new buttons on it, put new switches on it, and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, Wicked Gamer, what's up, buddy? How's it going? You missed the freak out. I had a meltdown on the live stream, so that'll be fun to watch back. I'm looking forward to seeing what I look like when I'm freaking out. It was like a moderate freak out, but still a freak out nonetheless. And I'm sorry about the camera. The camera's, you'll want to go back and watch it. You'll want to go back and watch it. So the reason why, Wicked, since you're joining late, is I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost is because my laptop got all whacked. None of my cameras are working or anything. So this camera that's it's getting washed out from my lights where my other camera can kind of auto adjust to it. But anyways, that's just one thing. Everything else is kind of, I was definitely Angry Ghost, but more friendly now, that's for sure. So the other things I wanted to touch on was just open discussion, like whatever you guys wanted to talk about. This didn't go as planned, obviously, because of some of the issues we had. I'll quickly go over the major features of 308, even though I don't really want to. But the AtGames 308, basically, you got the 4-player support. You can hook up a wired USB controller to it, whether it be a PS4 or Xbox, so you can actually have a USB hub hooked up to your AtGames machine, and then you can have four players going at the same time. So anyways, that was really funny. So I had thought about this, but I'm glad I didn't do it. So in the moment that my laptop was messed up after loading that AtGames software, I got an idea from my buddy Console Kits. We were talking, and he's like, well, why don't you do a video that says, at least Arcade 1-Up never bricked my laptop. And that's too much controversy for me. I mean, I like to tell it straight, but it would be really funny. It would be really funny, but I feel like that's not really fair. It didn't brick my laptop, but it severely messed up my laptop. So I wanted to be fair, but that is pretty freaking funny though, right? I mean, imagine the thumbnail. How many people would just click on it just because it said, at least Arcade 1-Up didn't brick my laptop? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But anyway, so the other things they added was the local stream support, which I told you. It didn't brick my laptop. It just don't uninstall the software, okay? If you uninstall it, you could have some major problems. And I'm not saying it was isolated to me. I explained the story earlier. I'm upset, obviously, but it's fine. I mean, stuff happens. I decided on my own free will to be an early adopter. I should know better. I actually work in the industry of software and hardware. I should really know that I probably should have waited. So, how do you think the COPA law will affect you? I don't know, guys. I think there's a lot of misinformation about that right now, and I think there's a lot of people that are making videos just so they can get clicks. I mean, honestly, it would be a topic that I'm sure if I did a video on, a bunch of people would watch, but I think there's a lot of fear-mongering going on about it. I think there's going to be some issues. I'm definitely going to do a restore point. I actually normally I have a Mac for most of my stuff, and I use PCs for everything else, and so I'm not used to doing it on my PC. I'm kind of a newer PC user again. I went from being a PC user to a Mac user to back to a PC user. So, hey, it is pouring here. I think you're in Arizona. It's really pouring here. Well, I know I got a lot of the works on my machine type of thing, and I'm like, that's great and everything, but when you don't test the whole, when you don't do all of the tests that are required to release something, and uninstalling software to me should be definitely at the top of the list of one of those tests. It's kind of not, it's not good. So I watched so many videos. I felt so non-wickedly today about the negative and confusing videos. Yeah, it's all over the place. I honestly think the COPA thing, or COPPA, however you say it, I think there's tons of misinformation going on right now. I think I think there's fear mongering going on to actually get clicks. I honestly feel like I've watched so many videos on it that I'm so thoroughly confused at this point. So I don't really know how to answer that. I don't know how it's going to impact me. But anyways, so the other things I want to talk about, some of the things I didn't talk about when I did this SuperGun review, is you can adjust the voltages on this. So I had a lot of questions saying, hey, could this support like tons of different PCBs? If it's following the JAMMA standard, then it should support most of them. There's going to be some PCBs that it does not support, right? So, and those might be for various reasons, like maybe the voltages are kind of weird, or they're older boards that didn't follow a standard. And JAMMA is kind of one of those loosely followed standards anyway. And then on the side of this, there is a voltage regulator, so you can kind of put the voltage up and down. Oh, cool, Brian. Yeah. So you can adjust the voltages on this. But yeah, so there's like certain boards that I know wouldn't work. Like I couldn't get, Primal Rage is like this gigantic PCB. If you've never seen it, it looks like a freaking Christmas tree PCB. That one actually does not work. It doesn't have enough power for it. So anyways, some won't work, but I mean, the majority of the ones that are pretty popular, most of those will probably work. Anyways, so continuing on, that was kind of all I had. I did want to open it up for just like Q&A, like if people want to talk about anything, just because, right now, I'm kind of dead in the water here. As far as like any of my gear working, nothing seems to want to work right now. So if you guys have any questions, we can kind of do that for a minute or two, but then I got to get back to work. So I got to do that. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know the beginning of this was not good and I was all fired up, but I'm not going to delete the stream. I'm going to keep it up there. Hey, stuff happens, and this was my natural reaction to what was going on, guys. Someone said it in here, we're all human. That's true. And everyone has their ups and downs, but it's cool that I think it's actually cool that you guys see that I'm not just always, the guy that's in the video. I'm just like everyone else, and I have ups and downs, and this laptop thing really threw me for a loop. So you got to see the reality of the situation. So anyways, let's see. Any other questions in here? Would it work for my Hyper Neo 64? I don't know, actually. It's a good question. Don't go postal, go retro. Yeah, that's good. That's good. No, never going postal. I'm not like that. But Ralph or Wicked, which Pandora's Box console would you most recommend? Oh, man. So if I know Wicked the way I know him, that's a really hard question to ask, but he has so many. It's just that there is no perfect one. That's the thing. You gotta weigh the pros and cons and the ones that you like. Like I really like the Pandora's Box 6, Pandora's Box Store version, because you can add games to it. It emulates pretty well. I feel like it consistently works. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the other ones, but it seems to be the most stable, the most fun, and the one that I'm like messing with the least. Then if you're like a hardcore tinkerer, like the Pandora's Key 7 3D is kind of cool because you can add games and all this stuff. But the add games, there was a time where I'm going to tell a story really quick. I called Wicked. We were on the phone or Skype for, dude, Wicked, if you're in there, how long were we on there trying to figure out adding games to that 3D board, the one that they actually stopped? I can't remember which one that version that was now, but him and I were on the phone forever. And he actually got to the point where I think he's like, dude, you got to throw in the towel. Like, we're not making any progress. You got to throw in the towel. And I was obsessed. So for those of you that don't know me personally, I get really laser focused on stuff. It's actually something that bothers classic Kim sometimes. Like, if there's Kim, but if there's like a project that isn't working, like I'll use this for example. I was doing the Star Wars yoke, the Allen 1, and I couldn't, for some reason, pitch up and down was reversed. I couldn't get it right. And I was sitting there watching TV, and she looks over at me and she's like, just do it. Just go. Like, she knew I couldn't just sit there. I had to fix it. Like, nothing in my power was going to possibly allow me to sit there and watch TV with her. Like, I was trying so hard. I mean, it's cool that she recognizes that in me, but I do realize like how frustrating that would be to be with someone like that. So that kind of, I think probably a lot of you that are into games and arcades and tinkering with stuff, you probably are the same way. Do you know if AtGames only released one size cabinet? Okay. This is another one of those misinformation kind of things on the sizes. There is a different sized one. The one at Walmart is an inch less deep, so the depth on that is an inch less. And the reason why is Walmart required it. So Walmart required it for packaging purposes. There's misinformation that it's an inch it's not. It's an inch shorter. That's not true. It's actually the depth of the cabinet. So I don't know. Walmart's got a lot of power. When you're going to use Walmart as your distribution arm for something, of course, they can pretty much do whatever they freaking want, right? I mean, and plus, if you go, cool, I can move 10,000 units through your store or whatever it might be, but you have to make it an inch shorter. They're like, cool, don't care, or an inch less deep, depth, deep. But anyways, that was it. Yeah, but it's not anything that you'd care about, really. I mean, if anything, it'd fit in a space better because of that 1 inch. So anyways, but it's not height. It's important to know it's not height. If you go to the website, you'll see it. The height's the same. The depth is an inch different. That's the only thing. There's some differences, and I think one of them comes with like the one part I don't know or don't really care about because I don't care about those little blast dongles. Is like I think the Sam's Club one comes with the blast dongle and the Walmart one doesn't. I really don't care about those, so just you'd have to do your own research on that. So that wasn't a big selling point for me. But you know what you don't want to do? What did we learn? If we learned one thing on this live stream, what did we learn? Don't uninstall the AtGames streaming software. We got it because we didn't test it, baby. Mm-hmm. All right. My other sound effects got messed up. Look, the that's how Dad did it turned into this. See how jacked up my PC is? So I'm like, that's how Dad did it? Really? And then the other one's this. Everything is messed up. Excuse me, RetroRalph. Is the AtGames system 1 inch taller? All right, I gotta go. I don't trust chats. I feel a little bit. See, this is what's wrong with me too, guys. I feel a little bit bad when I say things that are true. And that's such a crazy thing, is that it's hard to say things that are true sometimes if they're not positive. And it's true. Like, they didn't test that enough. It's true. It's not anything you can really debate. It's hokey. You can see it just by using it. I would have waited personally if I was them. It's kind of shatty. It's kind of shatty. See how I did that? All right. That's probably really weird. All right, guys. That's it. I think that's it. We got to wrap it up. This is way longer than 15 minutes. Ralph, as your therapist, I order you to go full on rage, Ralph. No one wants to see that. So Kim will tell you that when I'm mad, I'm funny. Like, I actually don't I don't look scary when I'm mad. I think I just get funny when I'm mad. But I am really genuinely mad. Like, in the beginning of this thing, I was mad. So anyways, Hot Pockets, we got to go. You got to go. I'm going to close it with I don't know what. I'm sorry. I'm actually just really appreciate that 58 of you hung out with me despite all these technical issues. That says a lot about you guys. That's just really cool. Like, I can't tell you how awesome that is. But yeah, dude, I'm bored at work too. I got to go back to work and it's at my house. Dude, actually, I should check that really quick, guys. Wait, hold on a second here. I got to check to make sure I don't have any meetings that I missed. That would be bad. All right. Someone says, any chance you are free for a super quick chat question? Let's see. I just sent you a Slack, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't know if you guys use Slack at work, but we love to use Slack. It's more ways for our employer to get in contact with us, no matter where we are. So if you're taking a shat, see how I'm keep on using the shat thing. If you're taking a shat, you can use Slack. I can respond to work stuff while I'm taking a shat. Oh gosh, console kits, you better go back and watch this. What do you think he's gonna think? I mean, I did mention your name once, and I'm sorry, but I might have talked about a conversation you and I had. It's no big deal. No, we're all friends here. All 60 of us are tight. This is a tight knit group. We won't spill the beans. I mean, maybe, but all right. Let me see what other meetings I have real quick. Okay. Oh, one of my meetings got canceled. Oh, yeah! Meeting got canceled, so it means I can play games all day. No, I'm just kidding. I can't. I wish I could. God, I wish I could. All right. Wait. No. What? Not. I don't know what conversation you're talking about. It was stupid. It wasn't anything important. I'm not taking a shat, but I'm in the shower at the moment. No, you're not, Blaker. You're not in the shower, dude. If someone's watching this from the shower, that's freaking awesome. I mean, weird, creepy. I like you, Blaker, and you're from Canada, so... Dude, really? So that's the first. People watch this show in the shower. That is awesome. I love it. Wow. I don't want to see pics. Absolutely not. And if you are going to send them to Cursed Existence. He'd love that. All right. I think that's it. Ew. Ew. Kim does this thing when she thinks something's gross, and I think it's actually really cute. She does it, but she's all, ew. She doesn't do it like that, but it's pretty funny. Oh, man. I feel like this is almost like a podcast format. Like, maybe I should make it more of a podcast format. Like, I'll just play games and talk. I don't know. Like, maybe I don't need all this, like, this stuff on the screen and stuff here, guy. You know what I should have done? So I think it was Cursed Existence that said this. I should start segments where I do the and there's actually a YouTuber that does this, so I wouldn't want to do it and copy him. But you guys have seen the Family Guy. You know what grinds my gears? I love that. But the beginning of this episode was definitely all about, you know what grinds my gears. Anyways, all right. That's it, guys. We've said it all. We've done it all. We've said it all. Until next time. Hopefully next time we'll have this laptop figured out. But if I have to, you know what grinds my gears? If I have to, you know what does grind my gears? If I have to rebuild this laptop, that grinds my gears. Because this laptop was fine. Everything was perfectly fine until I installed the AtGames software, which decided to mess up all the permissions on my laptop, so I can't do my YouTube show. Yeah, no YouTube show. And then I gotta stop the stream, start the stream, stop the stream, start the stream, stop the stream. It's ridiculous, and I'm not having it. And it is 100% AtGames' fault. It's their fault. Okay, that's what grinds my gears. All right, guys. That's it. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining, and we are out of here.